Hello dear students. So in continuation of our chapter magnetic properties of transition metal complexes, let us discuss another topic, temperature independent paramagnetism or TIP. You all know that when no unpaired electron is present, we call it is diamagnetic. And when unpaired electrons are present, it is called paramagnetic. But the interestingly, there are some complex ions such as manganese tetroxide and cobalt ammonium complex. They have no unpaired electrons, show no orbital magnetic moment, and they're expected to be diamagnetic, but actually they show weak paramagnetism. Now what is the reason for this? The reason is coupling of this ground state of the system with excited state of higher energy. The coupling occurs when magnetic field is applied. Due to this coupling of the two states, the complexes have some orbital magnetism, and this is large enough to cancel out the inherent diamagnetism. Because of paramagnetism, it does not depend upon the thermal population of levels. It is called temperature independent paramagnetism, and it resembles that of diamagnetism due to this temperature independent behavior. And it has the magnetic susceptibility of the same order as shown by the diamagnetic substances. Now come to the last topic, it is the magnetic behavior of first row transition metal complexes. To understand this, let us have a look on this table where I have shown the magnetic moments of metal ions of first transition series. These are the ions, the configuration from 3d0 to 3d10. N is number of unpaired electrons. If it is 3d0, unpaired electron is 0. If it is d1, it is 1. Like this up to 10. Spin magnetic moment, you know how to calculate a spin quantum number. It is 3d0 means spin is 0. If it is 1, it is half. If there are 2 electrons, it will become 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, 1, and so on. L, you know how to calculate the orbit angular momentum. So here it is 2, 3, like this we have calculated. Now mu s, it is the spin only magnetic moment calculated by the formula n into n plus 2 Bohr magnetone under root, and orbit contribution, it is mu s plus L. It is calculated by using this formula 4s s plus 1 plus L into L plus 1 Bohr magnetone. These values have picked from the literature when it is experimentally calculated. Now let us compare the values. This is showing the orbital contribution. Now it is observed that when we see here it is d1, the spin only value is 1.73, orbital value contribution is 3, but observed is 1.7 to 1.8. So this value, it is close to that of the spin only value. So in this case we will say in d1 system the observed value is close to the spin only value. So that means there is no orbital contribution to this configuration. Similarly, if we move to D2, D3, D4, D5, you will observe that the values are close to the spin only values. And when we move further to the values are slightly higher. Observed values are slightly higher than that of the spin only values. Now, in short, we can say that the first transition series orbital contribution to the magnetic moment is negligible. Now, why to study the magnetic properties? Because it is very useful to establish details of the electronic structure and stereochemistry. How? That will be shown by these examples. In D1 system, the example is this octahedral complex of titanium. Configuration is T2G1. So you know that 1 means unpaired electrons, so complex is paramagnetic. So when the mu value is found, it is found out to be 180 Bohr magnetone, and spin value is 1.73. But this value, that means slightly higher than expected, which means that partially quenched orbital contribution. D2 system, vanadium complexes, T2G2 configuration. Here the magnetic moment, it is found to be slightly lower. What is expected value? The spin only value. The expected value is higher. So this means this is due to splitting of the ground state term 3T2G. Then D3 system, chromium complexes. This is the octahedral complex T2G3 configuration. Here the value of magnetic moment observed is nearly equal to that of the spin only values. So, and it is also found that it is independent of temperature. But when this, instead of this ligand as water, they are replaced by the carboxylate ligands, the value is found to be 2 Bohr magneton only. What is the reason? That means this value is decreases due to partial pairing of d electrons on the 3 metal ions. Here the chromium, there are 3 metal ions. So there is partial pairing of the d electrons by means of d pi p pi bonding through oxygen. Come to D4 system. In D4 system, we have both the low spin and the high spin. The low spin D4 complexes, they have magnetic moment which is same as that of the mu s value. So that means no orbital contribution. And high spin also, they show values almost same. There's a range 2.74 to 2.84. So there is a partial orbital contribution. Now, interestingly, this is a complex, the acetate complex. This complex is very stable and diamagnetic. And you know the interesting thing is here there is a quadruple bond between the chromium and chromium. So due to this quadruple bond, no unpaired electron is there and this complex is diamagnetic. Now when the ligand, they are chloro or bromine. Let us suppose we have M2 chromium. There are two metal ions, chromium and X4. The X can be either chlorine or bromine. In that case, the values, they are found to be so high, 6 Bohr magnetons. Now, what is the reason? The reason found out to be the ferromagnetic interactions which occur due to this Cr-Cl-Cr bonds. Next system is D5 system. Here in the D5 system, examples are manganese 2 and iron 3 octahedral complexes. Now the high spin complexes, we have T2G3 Eg2 configuration. Now mu is found out to be 5.92 Bohr magneton. It is same as the spin only value. Now oxo-bridged complexes of iron 2, they have found to be the value of magnetic moment less than that of spin only. So this is due to anti-ferromagnetic interactions between the electron spins of two metal ions, which are transmitted through these bonds, these bridges, FeO-Fe bridges. Come to D6 system. Examples are iron 2 octahedral complexes, high spin, low spin. So high spin means we will fill the orbitals like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So there are 4 unpaired electrons and it is found that the value is 5.5 Bohr magneton, which is slightly higher than that of the spin only value, which means there is orbital contribution. But low spin complexes all are paired, no magnetic moment, they show the diamagnetic behavior. When we take the example, we found that if in the exam the question is which one has the diamagnetic moment, magnetic moment, you will found how by looking at the ligands. Now fluoridine is a weak field ligand, so that means complex form will be a high spin complex. If it is high spin complex, the magnetic moment will be 5.5. Cyanidine is a strong field ligand, as we know from the spectrochemical series, so they form the low spin complexes and magnetic moment is 0 and it is a diamagnetic complex. Similarly, we can explain for any complexes. Now come to D7 system. They are the most extensively studied complexes, especially cobalt 2 and cobalt 3 complexes. But it is found that in most of the cases, cobalt 2, they are less stable than cobalt 3. Both octahedral and tetrahedral complexes have been studied, and due to small difference in the stability of these two complexes, mostly they exist in equilibrium. Now low spin octahedral complexes, they have configuration T2G6 Eg1, and tetrahedral complexes, you know that they are always high spin E4T23. In tetrahedral complexes, the value of magnetic moment is found to be higher than that of spin only. So now you understand that whenever the value is higher than the spin only means there is orbital contribution expected. In this case, the magnetic moment is calculated by using this formula of mu effective equal to mu naught 1 minus alpha lambda upon 10 dq, because there is some mixing of the states occur. So we use this formula for finding out the magnetic moment. Lastly, we will discuss the D8 system. In D8 system, we have nickel octahedral complexes, Kerr-Pillon complexes and the tetrahedral complexes. The octahedral complexes, same as we have done in case of the D8 system, D7 system, we use the same formula. Square planar complexes, they have orbital contribution and mostly they are diamagnetic. Tetrahedral complexes, they also show the orbital contribution. Now this is a complex in which this is interesting because in this case when it was studied, it is found that up to 80 Kelvin magnetic moment is 3.2, but when the temperature is below 80 Kelvin, it is found that the magnetic moment increases from 3.2 to 4.1. How? Because of the ferromagnetic coupling. Hence, magnetic properties of the complexes can be very useful in studying the electronic structure and stereochemistry. Thank you.